What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. First game of pre-season done and dusted. The Frank era is well and truly up and running, people. 2-0, Spurs 2, Reading 0, in a game where we saw two different 11s in each half. So obviously in the first half, we saw Kinski in goal. We saw a back four of Porro on the right, a Doggy on the left, Kuti Romero and Kevin Danso at centre-backs. We saw Pape Matar and Bentancur sitting in the double pivot. We saw Brendan Johnson on the right. We saw Mikey Moore on the left, Alfie Devine in the 10, and Dom Solanke up top. So we'll talk about the first half first and foremost, which, yeah, I thought was decent. I thought there were some good performers out there without really threatening Reading too much, I would say. But, yeah I think, for me, the most impressive player was definitely Destiny Udogie, the way he had control of that left-hand side, darting down, and even later on in the last 10 minutes, providing some really good link-up play with Mikey Moore. But I just thought, like, he just looked fresh, energetic, athletic, and just on it, really. Yeah, and I thought there was a few interesting things we could see from that first half. I think definitely how direct we're going to Solanke. Porro whipping in crosses a lot earlier than maybe we have done last season under Ange. Clearly he was a bit deeper, Udogie given the license to bomb forward, and he was staying a lot wider. Both wing backs were not kind of inverted. They were kind of definitely staying a lot wider and doing maybe what was more natural to them. I think I like the idea of Porro kind of getting into those half spaces and crossing a lot earlier, and definitely he was using his passing range from deep to get forward, to get Tottenham forward very quickly, and obviously he went direct into Dom Solanke quite often as well. Disappointments, I guess Brennan wasn't great when he was involved. Moves were breaking down a lot with him. In terms of moving on to the second half, we made 11 changes. So Vicario came in goal, Van de Ven and Vuskovic at the back. We had fullbacks of Jed Spence and Ben Davis. We had a midfield three of Yves Bissouma, Jamie Donnelly and Lucas Bergvall, Kudus on the right, Sonny on the left, and Will Lancashire up top. And I think you did see a difference straight away, to be honest. We went 1-0 up quite early on. 2 goals that we did score, both set-piece goals. And we saw actually before the game, they were very much practicing set pieces on the pitch. And you can see that's going to be a big staple of our play next season in terms of set pieces. And the main talking point is going to be of Luka Vuskovic, because the corner comes in for the first goal. He gets a really nice head onto that, and it falls into Will Lancashire path. He's done really well to get to that goal. And every time we got a set piece from then on, we were like, all right, it's like a bloody penalty. Luka Vuskovic was just on everything. And his first 3 touches, has there ever been a player that has come in for their first game and had better first three touches than that? An assist with the first one, gets a goal with the second one with an unbelievable finish. Like, wow, he just guides that into the far corner like he's a seasoned veteran striker. Unbelievable. And his third touch was a goal save, or one off the line, or just in front of Vicario. Vicario might have been getting to that, but still, you got to make it yours, and that's exactly what he done. But today belongs to Luka Vuskovic, man. What a performance, and what a first 3 touches in the Spurs shirt.
It's one hell of a way to introduce yourself to the Spurs fans. Obviously, there's been a lot of hype about him, a lot of excitement. We've seen what he's been doing out in Belgium last season, with the goals he's been scoring and the quality he's showing. And the question is, can he come here and show that for Tottenham, or is it still too soon for him? But if this was any indication, woof, straight away in there with the threat from set pieces. I know, look, it's a friendly, it's a championship side, you've got to take that all to account, but still, you can only play what's in front of you, and to do that in your first 10 minutes as a Tottenham player, as a teenager as well, is mightily impressive, and it's so exciting about the future for him. The towering header to the back post, brilliant flick on, and fair play to Lancashire, does really well to kind of get into position and finish it, but it was all about Vuskovic winning that first header, and the way he stayed forward, makes the correct run when Kudus kind of breaks the offside trap and kind of plays it into his path, and the way he just sweeps it into the far corner with power, literally nestles into the side netting.
Power and precision, wasn't it?
It's unbelievable on his weaker foot, and I noticed he was very, very comfortable using that left foot,
right foot, no matter.
Throughout the whole game, whether it's passing, take it under control, he has no qualms about using that left foot. He will happily play a pass, whether it's switch a play or a pass out wide with that left foot, which shows how two-footed he is. And then that goal, I mean, if you ever needed more evidence of how two-footed he is, phenomenal finish. I think any striker in the Premier League would have been proud of that finish. The way he just stroked it into the corner, and you couldn't quite believe it was him when it was going in, and it was phenomenal. And a star was born, as you say, probably after that moment. All the talk about him, it's so exciting. And I thought that obviously gave him the confidence to really dominate. I thought him and Van der Ven, I actually thought even in general play defensively, he was more impressive. Van der Ven. Van der Ven had a few iffy moments, but Vuskovic seemed to be doing everything. Apart from there was one real loose pass which he kind of got away with. Him, and I think he was actually the more impressive of the two in the first game.
The other player that we have to speak about that the first time we've seen in a Spurs shirt is Mohamed Kudus, because everyone's so excited to see him. He only wanted Spurs. He's got Spurs in his heart, and he played like it today. I mean, some of the moves that he was doing was just to die for. Such an exciting player to watch. Takes it past his opponent with ease. There was that one move down the line with some really nice link-up play with Jed Spence, where he played it to Donnelly, and Donnelly, didn't put it in the back of the net. But what an unbelievable passage of play that was. And just the nice little back heels and the way he can take it past his man. This guy is going to be such an exciting player for us.
Son, have to say, I was disappointed in him. He looked out of sorts. There was just something wrong with him. He looked off the pace. He was miscontrolling things. He ballooned a shot off over the bar from the edge of the box. He looked a bit, when he got the ball, there was moments where he was just leaving the ball behind him. He just looked, whether, maybe he hasn't been back in training for too long. So to be fair, maybe he just needs to get up to speed a bit, because he's only been back in training for a couple of days. But he looked off the pace. He looked off the pace completely, to be honest, Sonny.
I think there was something off about Son in terms of, I don't want to say attitude, because it's hard to say that Son ever has a bad attitude, but I felt like his shoulders were slumped, body language was a bit off. He didn't look on it at all. And it was sad to see Sonny like that, because he just did not look happy to be on that pitch. He
seemed down.
Yeah,
his head was down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, body language just looked all off from Sonny. And is that, is his time at Tottenham done? I don't know. But if today's anything to go by, it's not a good look.
Yeah, and I think he wasn't confident taking on his man. To be fair, when he first came on, he did one really good, step over and then a cross, and I think that led to the corner. Obviously, we scored, and I think, okay, Son's looking good. And then we did keep feeding him. We fed him a lot more than we fed Kudus, and he just wasn't able to do anything. When he did try and take him on, he lost out. A lot of the times he didn't even try. He just went backwards, and even then, some of his passing back to the fullback and stuff wasn't particularly fantastic. I think his runs were good. He was getting good positions, but never really
application on the ball.
Yeah, he just didn't look confident. He looked down. He seemed, he just looked off the pace. And yeah, look, let's just see how the rest of pre-season progresses with him. But it wasn't a great start, unfortunately. I have to say, with Son.
But look, I think all in all, really good 90 minutes. Good to see the kind of differences in between the Ange system and the Frank system, and the kind of different positions that the players are taking up the pitch. And I thought for the most part, the majority of the players looked sharp. It was good to see definitely Vuskovic and Kudus making their first appearances in the Spurs shirt. They were definitely the shining lights, I think, in the game, particularly obviously in the second half, and then the first half I thought it was the fullbacks. But good to be back, people. Good to get off to a winning start to pre-season, and we'll be back next week with the Luton game, where we'll go do it all over again. So very much looking forward to that. But 2-0 in the first pre-season game. Luka Vuskovic. Man.
What a man.
The guy has arrived. Luka Vuskovic has arrived. Golden assist in his first 2 touches in the Spurs shirt. Let's see what next week has in store for us.